and the market has a very long lead times for these. We did this, the customer needed it quickly. We did it within 7 days.
Wow.
We kept it within the tolerance of the required standard, and it's actually achieved a finish of 0.08 RA.
Wow.
And the roundness and the parallelism are all completely within tolerance.
In today's technical corner, we've got something a little bit different. We're talking gauging, but special or bespoke gauging. Who better to have in the studio than OGC? Clive, thanks for joining us. Obviously, from the top, how does the process work? Do I send you a component drawing? Do I need to know what I want? How does it all work?
First thing is to send us an inquiry of what you want. A component drawing is great because we can then assess what gauge you need to suit your needs. That could be to a certain depth, could have plating on it. So you send us a request, we look at it, we send over a quotation with our proposed gauging requirements for you. You have a look at it and come back, and then we can take it from there.
Great. And when we talk special and bespoke, obviously there's levels of bespoke. So if we can just talk about what we see here on the table. I know you've got quite a vast range there.
Well, sometimes people have a need to check a gauge at a certain depth. It could be inside a housing, or it could actually just be they need a certain amount of thread. So we can manufacture a gauge with a special extended shank, which can get them inside a hole to a certain depth to check that they've gone deep enough. Or we can put a depth step on this so they can check that they have the minimum required thread depth. We can do that either as a single end or as this one, which is a double end, where you have the go on one end and the no go on the other. Both ways you can check inside a component to check you have the correct depth.
How about the ring gauge there, this larger one?
This ring gauge here is it's a plain ring gauge, and it's something we've managed to do on our new specialist state-of-the-art facility using wire EDM, and that is a plain ring gauge, 90mm diameter, and the market has a very long lead times for these. We did this, the customer needed it quickly. We did it within 7 days.
Wow.
We kept it within the tolerance of the required standard, and it's actually achieved a finish of 0.08 RA.
Wow.
And the roundness and the parallelism are all completely within tolerance.
That's fantastic. And obviously that's not you saying that, that's a UCAS-accredited lab saying that.
Absolutely, yes. We never put anything out of our door that hasn't gone through our UCAS-accredited lab.
Mm-hmm. And many threads we see fairly straightforward, UNF, JF, some of the Japanese standards. But how about some of the more funky threads, trapezoidal, stub acmes, Whitworth?
Yes, things like acme, stub acme, trapezoidal, which is the metric version of acme, and Whitworth. These are our bread and butter. These are the things that we love to make. You can't buy them off the shelf anywhere. We do them in left hand, right hand, pre-plate, however you want. We make the gauge to the customer's requirements. That's what we do.
Yeah, and obviously another important point, these are bespoke. Some of these have probably never been made before, so I'm presuming you haven't got the gauges to inspect them. So there's a process there also.
Yes, certainly with ring gauges, we need to make master check plugs, because the pre-plate gauge of a size that's never been done, a different plating. So we then on-site manufacture master check plugs to ensure that the thread that we've manufactured fits the required specification. And that is all, once again, checked through our UCAS-accredited lab.
That's fantastic. So what, in terms of the process, you talked about inquiring, how do people find out more and place inquiries and hopefully in order?
Obviously there's our website, www.thegauge.co.uk. We're on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or just send us an email at sales@thegauge.co.uk.
Well, I wish I knew you a few years ago when I had a real job on a machine and trying to gauge things and cobble things together. I should have just come to you guys, shouldn't I?
We've been in the industry many years, and for the master check plugs, we have a library of master check plugs which probably goes back 50 years, which covers just about every size from 16mm to 52mm that you could think of.
Wow, that's impressive. And thank you again for joining us. So if you've got any gauging requirements, whether it be standard or in this case non-standard bespoke, why not reach out to OGC?